Hello. I want to make an experiment here with AI in music. While I've been playing with AI quite a bit, working with it, and making my own music for a while as well, for a long time actually. But I haven't really messing with AI music much. When I see music that's AI generated, it does not pick my interest. Um, for the most part. And uh, I've been wondering, like, should I experiment with it from the creative's perspective? Because I don't really have good reasons to listen to AI generated music. I rather either listen to my own music or listen to music where I connect with the people and the emotions that they're conveying through their music and their delivery. I've recently been using as background music some orchestrated version of music that I enjoy, like music by Metallica, by Led Zeppelin, by Pink Floyd. And I found a channel that plays orchestrated versions, AI generated orchestrated versions of those bands that I I enjoy listening to as the background music, if anything. But I wanted to run an experiment on my own music. So a few weeks ago, a friend of mine had sent me a version that he made of one of my songs, and then he used AI to make a different interpretation of the song using Suno, I believe. It was interesting. It shows possibilities, and I wanted to experiment with that from the following standpoint. I don't have um, uh, like I don't want to generate AI music uh, as my own music. I could leverage it to possibly create different interpretations of my music. Like, for instance, there are songs that I've written in the past that I really hear them in my mind with certain orchestrations, which I don't have really the knowledge, the theoretical knowledge to pull that off, like to write the all the orchestration pieces, but I hear in my mind like an orchestra playing parts of the music or different versions of the music. That's what I wanted to experiment with, uh, leveraging AI for the things that I don't currently have the skills or the the time to pull some of that off. I said, let me give that a shot. So what I did a few weeks ago was to take this one song that I wrote and recorded years ago called Captive, and featuring my old buddy Robert on vocals. And let me play a little bit of this song so that you're familiar with.
Tearing out the seams by one, pay the only sun, early lights, a break of day.
So a few things to notice here is I'm playing the 7-string guitar and it's tuned down a whole step all the way through. Robert sings with a clean voice in parts
My
here.
dreams away, turn my tearing out, space made of stone, lashing out to burning home.
Right, there's a build up here and then a switch into some drumming that I enjoyed playing at the time. And I'm particularly proud of this part because I'm not a drummer by nature. So as I created that drumming pattern, I actually enjoyed writing and playing. So that's how I connect with this part of the song.
Screaming loud.
so there's this build up, and then the song. You have the link in the description to listen to and watch the whole video, but I just want to show you some sections of the song, because I'm gonna use it in the comments later.
Still remains my body so. All these thoughts are running by it, won't ever take the pain away. My feelings numb and all subsided.
All right, so there's this speed up here, and then it will go into a what I consider a chorus.
I hear the words that they let down. The shadow when I'm holding my dreams are broken. When I'm holding tight, my dreams are broken.
And so that's the main chorus, and then it goes into another a different section where Robert goes with a death metal voice, if you will, or the harsh vocals, if you will.
With this hole inside. It's hard to dedicate my soul. I've nothing left to.
Right, so another different part there. It goes into like a bridge type of section.
Why can't they hear me? Why is there silence? Lost and broken, misleading signs.
And then there's this passage here that goes into the guitar solo.
Lost in my cry of delight. My dreams are broken.
Right, and then back to the verse here. Now notice I released that almost 9 years ago, or actually over 9 years ago, way before AI or anything like that. I use the tools to record, mix, edit, do all that kind of stuff, which I'm not great at. So the mix is not that great either. It was just a way for me to get that music out of me, have a collab there with Robert, and publish it and move on. And then a few years later, another friend of mine, Alex, created a separate mix. He's good at mixing music, so he sent me a mix, and that is the mix. He sent me like a version of that mix that he was playing with, and he had sent me so I could check out how it was going. That is what I uploaded into Suno. Let me play you just a little bit of it.
Away, turn my world up to the sky. Night tear it out, space made of stone, lashing out to burn home.
Right, same song. So I uploaded that. I found it interesting, like the description. That was my very first time and only time using Suno this far. And it classified or described the music as metalcore track, like metalcore. Never thought of it because I'm kind of like old school metal, thrash metal. Didn't think of it being metalcore, but okay. Featuring aggressive, distorted electric guitars, a driving bass guitar, and a high energy drum kit with rapid double kick patterns and frequent china. I don't have a china on my electronic drum kit, but that's okay. The vocals alternate between gritty, melodic singing and intense guttural screams. The arrangement includes syncopated breakdown sections with palm-muted guitar chugging and technical lead guitar solos characterized by fast alternate picking and melodic phrasing. That's a very interesting interpretation, yeah. The tempo is 180 BPM in 4/4 time, set in the key of D minor. That's, yeah, sounds about right. So I know, I think I had, and I don't know if I have access here to the, whatchamacall, the prompt that I used. Or used prompts. Instrumental. So this is what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to create a classical music version of this, and I think that's for styles I put instrumental classical music with strong string sections, right? So I thought that's what it would do, but that's not what it created. So like if I play what it created, let me show you. So it replaced the singing with a little guitar there. Not classical music, but kind of like that. That's like a build up, not bad. Not at all what I was hoping to get, but yeah, it's a different interpretation of my music. It's okay, it sounds alright. It absolutely sounds, as far as like the production goes, it sounds better than my original one. It sounds way more polished overall. That to me, I don't even feel guilty or sad about it. It's like it is what it is.
Tearing out the seeds by one. Pay the only sun. Early lights a break of
Yeah, not my cup of tea. It's not my song anymore.
day. Hide my dreams away. Turn my world to the sky.
It kind of sounds like too generic for me. It's because I wrote the original song, I'm very attached to it. I am biased to it. I have connections with it that this version I cannot connect with it. It does not move me, if you will. But it's polished depending on how, like if somebody else would listen to it, they might enjoy because they if they only care about the music itself and not exactly making the human connection, this might work just fine.
Night will burn it whole. Bitter ends of soul. Dance away. My spirit melts alone. My pursuer.
It's interesting, like the vocal quality, because I didn't like I was expecting like the style is instrumental classical music. I was thinking voiceless or vocalless, but it's still put a vocal there, it's interesting how the vocal tone is similar to Robert's. It's good. The singing sounds good.
Can I hide? Spare the wicked comes and takes away. Loving thoughts are unified. You'll never take the pain away. Feeling
There are parts here that the vocals sound a lot like Zach Stevens from Savatage, who's a singer I enjoy his vocals.
numb and thoughts subside. I hear the words of fatal say. The wicked starts to down.
Not here though. Here it sounds like it's what's called metalcore and just a kind of singing that I'm not. It sounds too generic for me because there's like a whole slew of bands, maybe for the last 20 years. I don't know. Again, I'm kind of old school, but it sounds like a lot of singers from a lot of bands that I cannot really put my finger on because they can sound too similar.
The voice stays up inside. When this holds in.
It didn't include a section for a guitar solo. What happened to the guitar solo there? We decided not to put it there. The other versions here are, I tried twice, right? I prompted it, told it to create. It created 2 files. The other one, or 2 examples. The other one is, it sounds kind of similar.
To the sky. Night will break. Screaming now, you know, no one hears your pain. I suffocate, there's no way out.
Yeah, that sounds like some keyboard line. I do not like that at all. And then I tried prompting it again, and I don't remember exactly what I changed in the prompt, but I was trying to get the classical version of it, like an orchestrated version. My bad prompting here. Don't know how to prompt this thing yet. And it still created something that is just a rehash of the original. That seems very much like my original.
Tearing out the seeds by one. Pay the only soul.
The vocal delivery, it has changed the interpretation. I like Robert's version better because, again, I remember participating in the sessions with him, working with him through the creation of those vocal melodies. So I like those better, right? There's an extra reason for me to connect besides just listening to the finished product. Yeah, this kind of harsh vocals, it's just, it sounds so generic.
My dreams are broken.
idea what that was. Definitely not nowhere near the original. Anyways, that's what I got a few weeks ago. As I said, if I want to listen to that song, I'm going to listen to my original because I'm proud of having written the whole instrumental part, having written the idea, the theme for the song and the lyrics, having helped with the vocal melodies and all, and then having performed all the instruments you hear there. That's why I created that. I didn't create that to be fully polished and to be sold in streaming or whatever. It's just something I did as a hobby for me. Now, what I wanted to experiment today is to see, all right, let me try one of my songs that where I'm singing. I want to do what it's gonna do to the vocals, because what happens is I'm not a singer either by trade. I've been working on it, trying to get a little bit better here and there, and I never use things like auto tuning or anything like that. I don't want that specifically. I have friends who have listened to some of my mixes and like, oh, you can fix the pitch here a little bit here and there. It's like, I don't want to, because if I have something fixing my mistakes, I may not even realize I'm making those mistakes. So I want to painfully hear it myself, since I'm not selling my music to anybody. I'm not putting anybody forcefully through listening to it. I want to listen to it and then over time say, oh, the pitch is kind of a little bit off. I need to work on that. I need to practice that. So that's very deliberate. I know the music could sound better going through some levels of, polishing, but I rather do it myself and try to do it a little bit better every time. Then what I wanted to do, experiment with here is like, say, I still want to create orchestrated versions of some songs in the future, but for this experiment here, what I want to do is pull up my latest song that I recorded as like a full band. It's essentially me playing through the whole thing. It's called Hindsight. And what I want to do, and I'm singing on this one, so I want to hear what it's going to do with the vocals and see if I can try to reproduce some of it. For one, do I like what it has come up with? Do I like it more than what I have come up with? And if I do like the AI version, can I train myself to sing it in the same way? Will it help me get better at it? That's what I would try to accomplish with this. So let me play through some sections of this song.
But we refuse to see. Hindsight's a lie, a foggy disguise. The facts are twisted, the records erased. A shrouded past, we misplace. Start a blend. The past is broken, our future's unclear. Trapped in bias, ever bound by fear. A fake duality where belief shapes morality.
So I have pieces like that here. Let's check the chorus, which is coming just
On the mirror, belief over truth. They say that hindsight is always 20/20. Not when blinded by the news and propaganda.
there's that, and then there is a section here where I did do my version of harsh vocals, because I cannot really do that currently.
It's made of all you choose to see. Hindsight is made of all you choose
So I'm curious what it's gonna do with that. So let's give it a go. Where do I go here? Home, create, okay, upload here. Okay, I'll navigate. Okay, hold on, I'll upload a file. Hold on. All right, here we go. I'm uploading it here. Is it bringing it to the same workspace? I'm on a free account here. I don't know how workspaces work here because I have 50 credits. I don't know if that's monthly. See, it's still showing the previous thing because it just lists everything under the same namespace. Okay, so what do I have now? Okay, what does that tell us? Syncopated palm muting. Okay, so it's explaining the song. It picked up the lyrics. I'm kind of like going through the lyrics just to see if my pronunciation of things came through properly. Growled vocals. The past is broken, the future is unclear. Yeah. Guitar solo, shouted vocals. Okay. I'm not worried about the lyrics. The lyrics sound fine here. And then, okay, how do I do anything? I don't want to add to playlist. I want to do something with it. How do I do that? Here. Is that what I want to do? Create, remaster, song radio. No, those are pro versions. So what is the difference? Song radio. No. Guess that's what I want to do. Cover, extend, mashup, sample this song, use as inspiration. Those are some pro. I cannot do any of that. Open in editor, I cannot do that. Open in studio, I cannot do that either. Okay. What the hell do I do with this? Extend. I don't want to extend. Sample, reuse prompt. No. How do I create something here, guys? Like, I go here. That's where I am. Remix. Like, I cannot do that. This is annoying. Isn't there a free version? Free plan. I am there. Okay. Then what? Overwrite lyrics and styles? No. So it's lyrics and styles. Do you want to replace your current lyrics and styles? Keep current. Don't know what I'm doing. This is a very confusing interface. And this is showing from the other song. Can I go to a different workspace? That is what I guess I need to do. Oh, hindsight. There we go. Then what do I do here? This is a horrible user interface. Like, it's still showing, like, I don't want to see that here. I'm exploring right now. Workspaces. Hindsight. Why is this bringing the thing from the first song? Replace sections or extend your song. Edit instruments. Add or replace the song's instrument. Edit. Oh. It is very frustrating. So, isn't there a way, a free version where I can do things here? What can I do with the free version? Do that. Override. Overwrite. Then what? Is that the same? Okay, it is that song. Okay, progressive metal with djent influences. No, that's not what I want. Male vocals alternate between aggressive, mid-range. What's that? Pensive, raw style. Profit 5. I don't know what that means, man. Low vocals, this and that. Terrifying. Existential. Yeah. Okay. Modulate. Extinction. Is that what does this do? Personalized style prompts to match your taste. I don't know what that means. I have no idea why it thinks this is anywhere related to djent. Nothing against it. It's just like it's not a style that I've played myself. Gated drum room, low tight compression, pensive, existential. Okay, more options. Vocal gender, yeah, make it male just to be sure, because that's if I'm trying to learn something, right? Lyrics mode, manual, weirdness, style influence, audio influence. Okay, let's give that a go. I'm gonna let it create. I'll pause the recording and then come back here once it's ready. All right, here we go. So it created 2 versions. Let's check it out. This is interesting. There is an earlier version of this song where I used to have a guitar lick in that section with a little bit of a wah effect, not too aggressive. But I decided to remove that from the final version, and this one AI decided to include that. That's kind of funny.
Facts are there, but we refuse to see. Hiding behind a foggy disguise. Things are twisted, the records erased. A shrouded past, we misplaced.
So, remember talking about how these things sound too generic. Like, I made no comment about what style of vocal I wanted or inspiration by a real singer or anything like that. But this this singing voice here sounds exactly like the one from the other song. And remember the original, like the other song I was showing, Captive, we had Robert sing, who's a way better singer than I am, because that's what he does. He's a singer. I am not. And then on this song, Hindsight, I'm singing totally different ways of singing, different vocal qualities or lack of. But then this interpretation here, the singing just sounds too generic, man. That's why.
We see through lenses, wanting bent, a shared illusion without escape. Tricked by the vision, fooled by the flame. Truth and lies start to The past is broken, the future's unclear. Trapped in bias, ever bound by fear. A fake duality where belief shapes morality. Distorted mirror, belief overdrawn. They say that hindsight is always 2020.
Yeah, again, I may be biased, I may be too attached to my own version. There are some things here that I like, there are others that's like, no, that's not. Of course, everything sounds polished. The mix, the sound levels, the drumming, of course, sounds perfect, right?
Not when blinded by the news. The evidence calls, we silence the sound. Once a memory, now a fraction thought. The facts emerge when we close our eyes. Perspective bends, but the bias remains.
It did change the arrangement for sure. Again, the guitar solos here, the way it has it, it's in a different position from where I have it. And yeah, I don't know. It sounds like another generic guitar solo there.
The past is broken, the future's unclear. Trapped in bias, ever bound by fear. A fake duality where belief shapes morality. Distorted mirror, belief overdrawn. They say that hindsight is always 2020.
Okay, the verse part, the way it got back into it, I kind of liked. The vocal delivery was okay. It would be something like, oh, I would like to sing like that. That's kind of good. But then as it goes into the what I call the chorus, or what I think is a chorus, I don't know. I do not like that.
Not when blinded by the news, the same brain drain.
That solo is kind of cool. By the way, on my version of Hindsight, the guitar solo, the main guitar solo, was played by my friend Alex, who did a great job on it. This one here, not bad.
Choose to say, we make you choose what you're going to be. Things aren't the way that the eyes have seen. Weapons of mind, destruction make you believe. History's a story we made up for you.
Yeah, these kind of harsh vocals, they're just too much. They sound just too generic. Again, I hate having to use the word, but that's how they sound to me. They sound like the same everywhere they come in. Sorry, I'm having some screen issues here. I wonder if the other version, I noticed that Suno tends to create two versions whenever I tell it to create something. Let's try the second version. I don't dig it how it changed the guitar riff. It's different from the way I wrote it, different from the way I play it. There's a very specific reason why I wrote it in a way that I did, and it's lacking here. Of course, I know because I wrote it. This may be a version that people might listen to and they might enjoy this better. That's totally fine. And just giving my immediate reaction to it. That vocal delivery is kind of enjoyable. It's something I might want to try that.
We see through lenses, walls and bent, a shared delusion, wreck and a stave, street by the vision, fooled by the frame, truth and lies start to blend. The past is broken, the future's unclear, trapped in bias, ever bound by fear, a fate to wedding where belief shapes morality, distorted mirror, belief over truth.
I don't like this part. I don't know what it did to the... I think on my version I just have like it's very centered on the guitar and on the bass, and here it seems to have added maybe some keyboards, some layers there that it kind of diluted the heaviness I was looking for.
They say that hindsight is always 20/20. Not when blinded by the news and propaganda.
Vocals here not bad.
The evidence comes.
Okay, that solo there's not bad. That could be something I would have put there myself.
We silence the sound.
that change between harsh and clean is kind of very generic for me. It's something I do not like in many more modern bands, if you will.
But the bias remains. The past is broken, the future's unclear. Trapped in bias, ever bound by fear. A fate awaiting where belief shifts morality. Distorted mirror, belief over truth. They say that hindsight is always 20/20. Not when blinded by the news, the same brain drain.
The chorus there, I actually dig that. That's an interesting way to do it. I like that pickup. Like, go! That was cool. Yeah, the drummer there is killing, man. Yeah, I cannot do that. My versions don't ever have those crazy drum fills like that. That's not something I'm capable of doing yet.
Hindsight is made of all you choose to say. We make you choose what you're going to be. Things aren't the way that the eyes have seen. Weapons of mind, destruction make you believe. Memories fake when you're told what you think. History's a story we made up for you.
So there are interesting moments there, but it's like it doesn't know when to stop. uh that's how I hear it. It's like there are a few things that are like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Don't do it again. Go into something else, but then it keeps repeating. And that's where I guess as a human I would go like, okay, that was cool, keep that. Let's try something else for the next line. So it doesn't sound as repetitive. Okay, went into the next one. Yeah, again, it's not based on what I make music for, which is as an outlet for me to get thoughts and ideas, feelings out and play it. The the joy of actually figuring out painfully how to connect the riffs, how to come up with something on the drums and be able to play and connect all the parts, figuring out ways to sing it within my capabilities, and recording it, listening to it, hating it because it doesn't sound, you know, the way I hear it in my mind, and trying it again. That's what I make music for. If somebody just wanted to like say, hey Claudio, you have some music, and I use that music to maybe use as an inspiration because I'm creating a game, and your music would be great, but it has to be, polished for a game situation. Like, yeah, maybe use that, give the proper credits, and then create a polished version of my music to use for that intent. Let me know what the game is. If it's a racing game, I may play that, and that would be fun. But something for me to like sit down a day that I just want to put on some nice headphones and crank some music to enjoy, I would not be listening to the AI version of any of these songs. But it was worth the experiment. I may listen back to some of these to try out, like maybe learning the vocal techniques to see if I can reproduce some of the lines or the deliveries that I enjoyed. And I still need to come back and learn. Oh, and seems like the two things I just burned 10 credits. I had 50 before I hit create. I would like to try, maybe I'm gonna create another video to try okay, I have this song here. I would like to create a fully orchestrated version of this. No rock instruments, no vocals, just the instrumental. Maybe I'm gonna start that as a separate video. All right, I found a different experiment I want to make. Let's go workspace, create workspace. I'm gonna use the working title of this song, Wanderer's Fate. No idea if that would be the actual title. Okay, so how do I simple, advanced? So I still do not understand how this UI work. Like, I want to be in this workspace. I want to pull in a different song. How do I do that? Close that. Okay, let me pause here. Here. Nope, I cannot. So this, as you can see, it's an almost 13-minute long piece. It's only the guitar track because I created that as a guitar guide for me to then put it. It was recorded to a click track when I started putting that together to start recording the other parts of the song. Recording, starting with the drums, then putting down the bass. But then my sound card stopped working, and that has been sitting in there. So I want to make an experiment by giving. So for one thing, I think that's going to be too long, like up to 30 minutes. I don't think Suno is going to handle that, but I'm going to upload that and tell it to like finish that song, if you will. I don't want it to put any lyrics on it. I wanted to only do like put the drums, put the bass, maybe some more guitars. I want to see what's going to come out of that, because I have some very specific, this will be interesting because I have some very specific ideas about what I want for the drums in different places. I know what I want it to sound like, but this guy here doesn't. So let's see what it's going to do with it. Yeah, see, it's capping at the 8-minute mark. That's fine. That will be fun. Trim your audio to between 6 seconds and 8 minutes long. Upgrade to use longer audio. That's fine. I'm not upgrading. Sorry, not giving you money. At least not yet. It's not worth my money. Okay, so what do we do with this? I don't want a remix. Maybe I need to do this. So I cannot do any of the other things. Upgrade to create your own voice, tune custom models. Yeah, I'm not giving you money for that, man. Sorry. Remix. I guess that's the only thing I can do with that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Override lyrics. Override, there are no lyrics here. Hard rock and heavy metal guitar track featuring high gain distorted guitar. Chords at 22 seconds, the texture shifts to a clean electric guitar. Yeah. The production is dry with minimal room reverb, guitars, and this and that. Styles. Does it have metal? Doom metal? No. Okay. Add drums, bass, guitars. Make it metal. I don't know if this is how this thing works. Great. What? Why does it say hindsight? I don't know. I will pause recording and come back when this is ready. All right, let's check this out here. The way this differs from what I have in mind, what I've had in mind for a long time, is no snares here, so it would bring it down, bring the pace down quite a bit, but keep going. I guess this is part of the, it's a remix. I don't like this. So I was hoping for it. I guess since it's a remix, there's not much I can do. I really wanted it to keep the arrangement so far and just include the drums, the other parts. But since it's a remix, it changed it all around. Like these riffs are not in the song at all. So it caught on to that intro riff, bum 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 bum. That's exactly my riff, but that's the only thing it used. Everything else, or like all the other things, they're not there in my song. I mean. Yeah, underimpressed. Let's look at check out the other one. Mm-mm. Yeah, so this is a part where I bring the song down. I go on the with a clean guitar sound. I don't know. This just sounds cheesy. Yeah, no. Fail the experiment. I was hoping to use something like this maybe as a way for me to practice like writing the lyrics and the vocal parts, but using the same arrangement, just having some drums put into it. But that did not work. It may just be my not knowing how to use Suno, or my like me not having a paid account to leverage it. Maybe I need to look into that if that would be an option. But I think I still will fall back to I need to either fix or get a new sound interface and just record my own thing. Takes much longer, but it's going to be exactly the way I had in mind, or I have in mind, as opposed to going with the generic things. But it was an experiment. I just wanted to see how I would how I could potentially leverage AI tools for this. Maybe if I find a different tool where I could give it like a section of a song and say, okay, here replace what I have there as the drums and give me 3 different suggestions for drums, and that's somewhat inspired by what I created. Or if I'm having a problem like where I cannot come up with something, then give me some suggestions and I can see if I like anything so I can use as the inspiration, like working with a bandmate, for example, right? Bouncing ideas back and forth. Maybe I could use for that, but I usually just like going there, sitting behind the drum kit and playing it for 30 minutes, an hour, see what comes up. And then out of an hour, maybe there's like 2 minutes worth of something that's like, that, I like that, but I can connect to it with it. And that's what I make with music. Just an experiment.